let's recap what all's been going on.
A lot.
Well, you somehow caught the attention of a person named Trigger who decided that putting a bounty on your head was going to give him a leg up over someone, though you're not entirely sure why. And that made a complicated situation even more complicated because you're also trying to figure out how to get Faridah's parents and anyone else out of the Federation, since you've all been declared dead and you don't know what else they're going to declare you.
Well, conveniently, dead people haven't been known for being able to do things in the future.
True, but they could say that you were behind it.
Our own deaths.
No, behind things that happen in the future. They're not... yeah. I haven't decided how they're going to paint that yet. Since they know exactly what was going on, or at least some of them do, they have all the power to tell whatever story they want. They all found out about the bounty when you were jumped in a bar.
While we were on the run, we rescued Vaelena, Sash, and after a little bit of talking to her, we got the information that Trigger was keeping people as blackmail, and also that he had a big shipment of goods.
Weapons.
Yeah.
Official private security, unofficial black market arms dealer looking to get a leg up because he's kind of bored with peace.
And we decided we would do a pronged attack and get both his blackmail and his shipment, and really just wreck his life.
And you partnered up with Scorpia, who used to work for the last dude whose life you wrecked, before Maria hired her out from underneath him. So she was there to help you defeat any of the security, which was mostly a bunch of Lorendi guards and a robot that y'all beat handily after it almost killed Faridah.
Faridah made a squirrel friend and then abandoned the squirrel friend.
Yep.
I presented him to new friends. I'm also pretty sure he was carnivorous, so there's that.
So there is a minor retcon before y'all were leaving the planet because I was fried and forgot to mention it as y'all were getting ready to get on the ship to leave. Faridah would have felt something shifting around in her pocket, and it was the squirrel getting out and running away. Because at some point it hid back in her pocket like, I like it in here.
But not that much.
I like it in here. Wait, that's a loud noise. I'm gonna go see how my family are doing. So yeah, squirrel friend is okay. It was also making very sad squirrel noises when Faridah went unconscious.
From my understanding, he was having a cage match with the like 8 other guards in that one room.
There's like 3 of them, and he was hungry. He was looking for more food. And he's very small and able to get around places.
I don't know if you ever tried to catch a squirrel. Quick little buggers. Bo has tried many a time. He has always failed.
You also discovered that the Stellar Lance, which is part of the group Scorpio was friends with, had someone undercover with Lorendi, and it turned out to be Max, one of the waiters at Sinfred's bar.
Yeah.
So, he's okay, and everyone went off their separate ways. Y'all laid low for a bit. I know, Alexis, you mentioned wanting to maybe have scenes with fire if anyone wants to have a full play scene for while y'all are laying low.
I actually did. I wanted to talk to Sage.
Okay.
But I completely forgot last week.
We were all a little fried by that point. It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go for it.
Yeah. So Anima goes up and knocks on her door.
She opens it. Yeah?
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm a lot better than I was this time last week.
Yeah, I can imagine, but I mean, are you, like, excited to see your sister?
Yeah. Just want to make sure she's okay. I got to see her a couple of times, but we haven't really been able to talk much with everything that was going on and the fact that I was kind of constantly monitored. She's all I have left.
Yeah. You're not upset at her, are you?
No.
Okay, because kind of seemed like she thought you might be.
We were in a tough situation, so she was just trying to find a way to survive, and there's no way she could have known whose pocket it was she was picking. And she's done her best to keep me alive so far. And she was able to get me free. So, yeah. I mean, I might tease her about it, but I'm not actually upset.
Okay. I just think that when you see her, you should remind her of that. Or let her know that.
Don't worry, I will. Once she stops fussing over me, that is. She fusses like a mother hen. How are you all doing? That was a lot going on, from what I know.
Well, hopefully the bounty's either gone or forgotten. So that's good.
Yeah, I imagine that would be really problematic.
Yeah. I prefer not to judo flip random patrons in bars when they grab me, you know?
That must have been awesome, though.
It was kind of awesome. But, like, I'd much prefer they just don't grab me.
Hopefully that won't be a problem anymore. Imagine just Bane, y'all keep chatting. Victor, what's that face?
No, I didn't. It's fine.
What?
No, I didn't mean to get PC to stand up and walk away. Not bad.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my phone buzzed, and it's over there. No, I was just disgusted
That's
with the
not good.
conversation. So disgusted.
Oh no, there was one time I said like, hey, let's do a recap, and Victor just got up and walked away. I was like,
Yeah.
Listen. There was food at my door that time. You don't just ignore it.
There was no judgment, it was just really funny.
It was just really interesting timing.
Oh, also, as we fade on that conversation, Anima, you had done some research, and
Yeah.
my brain was blank and I couldn't get you answers, but I do have answers for you now on some of the places you would have found that Dottie used to work at.
And now I can write them down.
I will also share them in the chat,
Hey.
because I imagine you share them with everyone.
Okay, cool.
So you saw she did some work at Lume Colony, where there was a science operation that discovered this rare fungus that could be used to make alternative pain medicine, so she helped with that. She did some work at Station Novus, developing a new method of stabilizing volatile materials, because sometimes people mess with stuff and it goes sideways and they need to find a way to keep it from exploding or imploding or anything like that. So she helped with that. And Terminal Atmos, she was experimenting with a way to turn a potentially dangerous substance into a stable, reliable fuel source. And you'll remember, like, that first memory you had where you found her, like, unconscious on the ground? That happened at Atmos. Because something that she was testing did not work. And it didn't work in a really not great way that led to her almost dying. But she was fine. But those were from earlier when you knew her. Some of your more recent, well, I say recent as in comparison to when whatever happened, they're still falling into place a bit.
Okay, so that may not be the order. Just those three places.
Yeah. She would bounce around in, like, from project to project. Because she's really good with chemistry and biology.
Mm-hmm.
And she has some interest in linguistics, but that was just because she was bored. Does anyone else have something they want to do during the downtime?
I do, but there's not a whole lot of play that's involved in either of the things. On one hand, a lot of the time that is spent during this is going to be with Faridah, mostly working in the workshop place that she has started to occupy.
Like the garage.
Yeah, it'll be kind of heavy multitasking. is the best way of describing it. When people walk in, it'll be just as likely that you see her sitting with a virtual keyboard in front of her, coming from her handheld, working on music, or she could be sitting there tinkering with a similarly large hologram of the armor suit that she's working on. Aside from that, she would definitely be hosting a karaoke night. Because that sounds just ridiculous enough to drag everybody of the crew in and see how well they can try to sing while drunk.
So this is, y'all haven't been picked up yet. This is while you're laying low in the house.
Even better.
Yeah.
Because you also have access to a lot of, like, educational and entertainment stuff, because, like, this is a safe house. People get really bored in safe houses sometimes.
In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if there was a literal karaoke speaker and microphone thing sitting in the corner of the safe house.
If Tali's been here, probably.
What ancient technology is this?
I don't know, but it's super old.
And Vi's probably just like, yeah, no, that was around a while ago.
I want to see like performance rolls on that because I think that would be funny.
Actually, yeah,
Oh, no.
let's look. Can we get the performance? There will not be actual performance necessary to see how everybody does at this.
What is my performance? This is not a thing that I have used before. Ever.
Can I use my persuasion instead?
No.
No.
Oh, I actually
Okay.
don't have horrible charisma. Wow,
It's
okay.
karaoke, not debate.
I mean,
So, what'd you get, Vi?
I'm gonna show you.
Oh no. Oh, hurt.
Oh,
2-1.
did you both crit fail that?
2-1.
Yeah.
Dude. My 23 looks terrible.
Now I want to know what that looks like for Vi and Anima.
My guess is that Anima will be one of the first to go. Faridah sings a song.
gosh.
Very normal, middle of the road, polite golf clap. Anima goes. Anima feels like they've sung their heart out. And at the end, she turns around, really excited, like, yeah, I did so great. And Faridah's just like, take this bottle of vodka, go sit over there. Vi, your turn.
Oh man, this hurts me, like, deeply, because I actually enjoy singing. But, like, I'm gonna say Anna was probably a little bit tone deaf.
Either that or very out of practice. But I'm like almost 100% sure that Dottie has absolutely dragged you to so many karaoke nights. But it's been a while.
You're grounded.
The beauty of karaoke night is that you don't have to sing well. In fact, the worse you sing, the better.
It's not that I think that Vi's a bad singer.
We rolled for performance, not for enjoyment.
Yeah.
This is very true. You know what?
I think this is kind of what happens. It's not that Vi's a bad singer, but she chooses a song of Faridah's, and she's like, oh, I know this. Faridah showed me a few hundred times. I've listened to it a lot. But it's like a remix, and she didn't know. So she's like, what the hell is this? After a second.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so
Why does
bad.
it say Nightcore?
Yeah, what?
Joke's on you, I practiced that garbage. It's the only style of music Faridah has to actually practice to sing.
And she just gives a look at Faridah like, what is this? What is...
You're the one that picked it.
So it's not you, it's the song. We'll go with that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
In this case.
Don't worry, the bottle will be good reassurance. Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say Vi definitely takes that bottle and was like, okay, nope,
Yeah.
gotta try again later.
Yeah.
At the end of Vi's attempt, Anima, I really feel would say, "Did I sound like that?"
Yeah.
And just takes a
Also-
deeper swig of the vodka.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen the part of Kaguya-sama season 2.
I haven't yet.
Do you remember the volleyball scene where Fujiwara has to teach the president how to play volleyball?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, it's that but with singing.
Yes. That tracks.
There's an excellent. The manga does it better because you don't actually have to hear it, so you can imagine it. This is one of the times that manga does audio better than the anime. But it's like sound of slimy eels, and he's like, "I'm just a little bit bad." She's like, "It sounds like eels sliming into your ear."
Okay, back to talking about the karaoke. Faridah, you got a 23, so what song do you sing? You sing one of yours, or do you sing someone else's?
I probably scroll straight to the bottom of the list, the hardest songs that are there, and find a Nightcore remix of... Oh, what was her name? The person who I was impersonating at the bar.
Angelina?
Yeah,
Angelina.
that one. Angelina. I will find a Nightcore remix of an Angelina song, and will promptly kill it.
Kill the performance or the song?
Kill the performance, and I really just go nuts. Just have a pile of fun with it.
That's
I didn't know
beautiful.
you could sing at that frequency.
You know, the funny thing about having a thing that's connected to my vocal cords is that I can do a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
You also still have the sonic scream. I don't recommend using that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm not going to use that, but a lot of the magic that I use requires doing funny stuff to vocals that I'm using. So, a variety of the charms that I use and things like that. So, it's just an adaptation of what I already did.
At the end of the song, Vi just she claps as well, but she's also sort of like narrowing her eyes at Faridah a little bit and taking another drink.
Faridah just reaches back for her bottle and just takes a deeper swig and is like, "Alright, who's ready for the next one?" Fade out.
Sash just casually locks the front door and hides the key.
She doesn't know Vi very well, does she?
No, but she's like, "Yeah, they're hammered. We need you to, like, not leave the house until, like, maybe at the end of the day tomorrow." She might also be videoing some of this because it's funny. Not posting it, but videoing it. For whenever y'all aren't wanted. So she'd be like, look who I'm at.
Whenever we're not wanted. That's funny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does Vi see the recording taking place?
She's probably doing the thing where it's like you're pretending to text on your phone, but you're actually recording, so probably. She's like 16. She's... Actually, no, she was held captive for 2 years. She's probably pretty good at subtlety.
I mean, we can have a roll-up. We can...
Yeah. Give me that perception.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, that's only a 12. My dice are hating me right now.
She got a 4 because freaking Google Dice Roller just hates me today. So she's trying to be subtle. She's not succeeding. She's too busy laughing.
I think Vi doesn't say anything outright, but sort of gives her a look like, 1, I see you, and 2, don't put this online.
She's young. She's not stupid.
Did someone order a dimensional pizza?
Prime example of not laying low.
Vi immediately grabs a knife and hides on the other side of the door, because she was not aware of this pizza.
I'm not allowed to not deliver it, so, I'll just leave it here at the door. Don't tell my boss.
You got it.
So yeah, y'all get pizza one night. Not entirely sure from who.
Enough weird stuff. Alright, it tracks.
So Vi looks suspiciously at the pizza, make sure it's not poisoned or anything.
It's not. It's perfectly normal pizza.
Okay.
It's got salami on it.
One of you remembers mentioning to Tali about doing a karaoke night, like, probably her.
Fair enough.
So y'all get pretty regular updates. People are starting to realize that Trigger was just trying to make a power move, and the most common consensus is he just invented some people and is like just desperate. So more and more people are starting to think either the people he was looking for didn't actually exist, or they were just random people that don't really matter.
Okay. I say I was concerned about that.
Near the end of the week, people aren't really talking about it. There's a lot of talk about no one knows where he went. He's just completely dropped off the radar. Disappeared very thoroughly. And a lot of people are angry with him because he has the money. Are there any other funny scenes we want to have happen while we're laying low? And getting absolutely hammered by chugging vodka?
By the way, drink responsibly. Do not chug vodka. For the love of God, do not chug vodka. That's such a bad idea.
It's space vodka. It's not nearly as good.
That doesn't help. All fantasy alcohols are stronger than the stuff we normally have on Earth.
Also, I feel like any alcohol that is in a safe house isn't like actual alcohol. It just kind of feels like alcohol. Because getting drunk while lying low could be really bad. That's an awkward way to draw attention to yourself. When you're so hammered, you go out to get groceries and like forget stuff like clothes.
Well, that's what a dimensional door dash is for.
Yes.
Exactly.
Precisely.
This is before we found out about the meeting, right?
You found out about the meeting towards the end of the week, when things were cooling down enough to where they were able to reach out and do a video chat with you, because I think they called you to and like talk to y'all like a couple hours before they were gonna come pick you up.
Okay.
You got another pizza. And this one had directions on it.
That'll do. That'll do.
You made me put random pizza instead of random people.
Fair
Don't
enough.
do that.
It is the DM's decision. I am just simply injecting chaos.
I do like this, and this does seem kind of in character. Though, the real question is, like, I'm pretty sure no one told you where the safe house is, so...
He doesn't need to know where the safe house is, he just needs to know who knows where the safe house is.
True. Because Spectra and them have people watching the safe house. No explanation of why, just like, hey, if you see anything weird around this area, let us know. Did you want to have a scene or something, Vi?
Yeah, it's not really a funny one, though. This would be after the meeting. After we find out about the meeting. So it'd be in the 2-hour window.
Yeah, while you're gathering what small amount of stuff you had on you back into your pockets.
I would probably just go up to Faridah and be like, so, he wants to speak with you. Is there a specific reason you can think of? I mean, I know that you're really famous here, but...
Yeah, I got nothing.
If he's been interacting with me, he's been very sneaky about it. I can't think of running into a criminal kingpin ever.
If they're good at their...
That seems like something that would be notable enough for one to remember.
If they're good at the job, you don't, but...
Then he's good.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if you had any information about it, but... Okay.
Question, PC, under characters, not sketchy business websites, would he have any pictures of himself?
Oh no. He looks too sketchy.
He doesn't have any pictures from, Better Business Bureau?
Oh yeah, I mean, he's got plenty of CEOs who run his companies for him.
Gotcha. gotcha. I was just wondering, so like, if they saw like a picture of you, they would know they hadn't seen you. But I'm like, I don't feel like you would have any pictures of yourself out there.
No,
For
they're just pictures of you
Multiple
up in corporate.
reasons.
Yeah, not on that planet.
No, this is internet.
Oh, internet? Well, you might be able to find one.
Yeah.
If you search hard enough or hard enough.
You know, that might be worth a roll.
Hmm.
Vi, are you gonna see if you can figure out what this person looks like?
Yeah, I mean, I've looked him up before, so.
I don't remember what all you found out in that lookup. I'm not gonna lie. I'm terrible about taking notes as a DM.
I found out his name. I found out that he's human, that he's from the Federation. He has connections to the Federation because he smuggles back, and that's one of the things he does is smuggle things back and forth. I tried to have Z look into him a bit, but he wasn't
Never heard of him.
all that much help. Yeah, which is fine.
You know, sketchy people usually change their names when they cross over.
Yeah.
Even not sketchy people sometimes do that.
So we know what planet he's on.
So it's Kuiper Belt Station 13 on Almari.
Almari. Yeah, that was the planet. Okay.
It's more like a planetoid, but yeah.
I feel like Party Planet's a good description for it.
Yeah.
But it's also one of the main areas for the ShadowNet.
There's a lot of smuggling activity. That's not something they advertise, but it's like Las Vegas meets certain parts of New York City.
Okay. So yeah, I would probably look him up.
Give me that investigation.
13.
And which, are you looking internet or ShadowNet?
Probably internet, because ShadowNet, trying to look for a picture of someone on the ShadowNet.
Very frowned upon.
It depends on where you want to go in the ShadowNet. It's not good sometimes. So probably LightNet.
Okay. What would she find out with 13?
You get one blurry JPEG from 10 years ago. He's attending an interdimensional baseball game, and he's sitting in a press box, and he's large.
Also be intergalactic, not interdimensional.
Intergalactic, yes.
Okay. So at that point, Vi would be like, well, didn't find much on him, unfortunately. There's a picture that you can't really tell much about, so. And it's 10 years old, so.
He's got a baseball cap on, too, probably.
Yeah, it says the Yankees. Or some weird ancient symbol.
Define ancient.
How old is Earth?
Does Earth still exist in this?
It's not on the map. I don't know.
How old are the Yankees?
It'd be in Federation space, then.
It's a Federation space small map.
I will lightly mention that Star Wars is supposedly set in an alternate reality of the reality that we live in currently, like the people playing this D&D game, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So, yeah, I'd totally read that this is also happening a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, or a long time from now in a galaxy far, far away.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if the New York Yankees exist.
Some alterations, definitely not the same way that they do now, but you would recognize the ball cap as being something from the Federation.
Well, I mean, that makes sense, but...
How is everyone else preparing for this meeting?
Well, Vi's making sure her equipment is ready to be used if necessary.
I probably actually put makeup on for the first time in this entire story. Because usually I just am wearing a fake face, so I don't do that.
You took makeup with you on this?
I'd probably find a way to get some.
In her pack.
True.
Yeah, I mean, we have access to stores, so...
Yeah.
Dimensional DoorDash.
Either Dimensional DoorDash, or I just have some. because, when performing, you don't typically have a fake face.
Anima, what are you doing?
I can't imagine that Anima would be doing anything necessarily differently.
Get all your stuff together, sit and, read or watch something, or...
Yeah.
Because you'll have had access to all kinds of educational materials to help you make some sense of the universe, because you don't have a lot of sit-down time. Right, so hour and a half, 2 hours pass, and then you hear a knock on the door.
Vi's at the side of the door with the knife drawn. Just in case.
I mean, you were told you were going to be picked up. There's also the sound of a shuttle outside.
Is there a peek hole or something?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, then Vi would check that then.
You can turn the walls of the ship invisible. There's definitely there's multiple ways that you can see who's at the door. Also, it's a safe house.
True. I want to stealthily see who's at the door.
It's Ty.
Oh. Okay. Then call back to everyone. Ty's here.
You hear from Sage. Is that good?
Yeah. Otherwise, it'd be telling you to hide
Fair enough.
or grab a weapon.
Please don't tell children to grab weapons.
You do what you gotta do.
So you hear a soft thunk, and it's her setting the lamp down. She probably went to a couple stores to buy stuff. She didn't really have a lot. So she's got her brand new backpack over her shoulder. Kind of looks like a kid about to go off to school.
Aw.
And Ty looks pretty good. He might have a couple of scratches, but he doesn't look like he's been seriously injured at all. Good to see you. You all ready to go?
Yes, I think yes.
Alright, ship's nearby. Come on. And everyone loads up into the shuttle. He takes a very slightly twisty route to get back to the Opal Star, which I imagine y'all are very happy to see is still in one piece. Some marks where it looks like it got zapped by lasers, but it's still in one piece. And y'all load up, head up to the helm, and the ship takes off, and Spectra turns back and says, "Good to see you all."
Likewise.
Good to see you as well.
Very good you're not vented into the void of space.
Yes. We're not sure. Did you get that message?
Yes, we did, but we had already taken the people who surrendered onto our ship to lock them up in the brig. So we weren't on the ship when they vented it, and it just took out the few guards that were still loyal to them. They have lured India. I was not expecting that. The lured India usually aren't aggressive, but I guess there are some who still think that their people should control or retake their homeworld or whatever.
I think I remember one of the guards in the bunker we were in mentioned something about a deal that Trigger was doing with their boss.
Perhaps they were trying to get access to more weapons. There are still some factions among them who believe they should conquer everything and so on and so forth, but for the most part their relations with the Lord and the Imperium are peaceful, not quite friendly. Actually, my mother's working on that. Very slow progress, but something. Also, just everyone looks like they were roughed up about a week ago. Doesn't look like anyone was injured. Holly just turned around and was like, "That was so much fun."
Oh, where's Sash? We want to show her who we found.
Oh, I was kind of wondering who that was.
Yes, sorry.
We moved her out of the quarantine bay into one of the empty rooms.
Alright. Yes, sorry about that. Sage, this is Tally, Spectra, Ty, if Maria's there. Maria.
Yeah.
Sort of everyone. This is Sage. She's Sash's sister.
Hi. Everyone welcomes her. She's just sitting like, this is a lot of people.
Yes. Now let's go find your sister.
Yeah, let's do that. And she takes off down the hallway, and then she stops like, I don't actually know where she is.
No, you do not. You've never been on the ship before.
And then Talia comes over and is like, it's okay, I'll show you. Thank you. They're both equally bouncy right now. And their voices sound the exact same. If y'all want to follow, you are welcome to, but Talia takes Sage over to see Sash, and it is a joyful reunion filled with lots of Sash just fussing over her sister. And lots of hugging and some crying, and it's a happy time.
And there was a touching moment.
There was.
Very touching.
And at some point, Spectra will mention that it'll be about an hour to get to where you're going. So if y'all want to sit and talk.
Well, we should probably figure out how we're going to play this meeting.
Should be rather straightforward. I've dealt with him before. He's honorable as long as you're not a bully. Though he is also odd.
Odd how? We should probably have a better understanding of his eccentricities.
PCA will let you take over,
Okay.
because this will be how Maria explains it.
Alright. I'm guessing Maria would say that he's very transactional. And the difference between his angry voice and his calm voice is imperceptible.
Okay.
Also, sometimes I've noticed he dabbles in odd pet projects. We've worked together sometimes with smuggling certain items and getting people to safety, and I trust him. I may not understand him, but I trust him.
So, to be clear, this meeting we're having with him is a sort of transaction for him giving us information about Valdemar?
I don't think y'all know the nature of what this transaction is. You can be assured that it is a transaction, but for what is not immediately clear.
I am not entirely sure.
But if he invited you, that usually means he has something to offer.
Well, since he was the one that caused this, he should, but...
From what I understand, it was less him and more someone that he sent to run an errand, and then things went sideways. That person's working elsewhere with less sensitive information. I tried to get more out of him, but he wasn't talking. In the underworld, you have to have your secrets. Especially with the amount of influence he has over it.
That tracks. Well, I suppose we shall see how it will go.
Alright.
Anima, what are you up to?
It's a good question. Give me a second. My leg's crampy.
Oh no. I can explain something real quick while... I'm sorry, Casey.
Yeah.
To be clear, when Vi says he was kind of responsible for it, it's not necessary. Well, part of it's a mentality of like, you're as strong as your weakest link. So that's part of it. So, and she is aggravated because, I don't know,
Y'all have been through a lot.
Yeah. And she doesn't have great experiences with people who are in, well, crime syndicates probably, but also
Positions of power.
yeah. So she's reflecting part of that on him. It's not that she thinks he personally released the information. She knows that's not the case. It's just because it's his organization and someone in his organization that released it, she's not happy with that, but it's not.
Yeah. So, insider knowledge, don't worry too much about that.
Cool.
Okay, I think I've figured out what I want to do. I'm actually going to look and see if any of the places Dottie worked have staff pages with contact information?
Probably remember, like, some of them might have been a while ago, but they might also have, like, notable people that we've worked with and stuff, and you can always, like, Control F to see her name.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to use the actual full name, but you know that now.
Yes, I do. So, what am I rolling? Just,
Investigation.
investigation? Ooh, 19!
Ooh,
Alright.
yay!
She doesn't show us currently working at any of them right now, but I want to say, like, somewhere on their website you are able to find out, like, information from where she worked with them.
Uh-huh.
What are you trying to find in particular?
If I can't find an email address or, like, whatever, I'm just trying to find, like a corner that I can pick at and find a trail. You know what I mean? Unravel this mystery.
Okay, so there are a couple where they have email addresses, but it's company specific, so you aren't sure if she still has access to it, but you're able to find other emails where you may be able to, like, ask someone there if they have her up-to-date contact information.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me wisdom for something that you also would have gotten with that.
You treated me well, so I'm going to use you again. 14.
One of them mentions her working with a company or organization called Nova Station, and there's just something about that feels familiar, potentially important.
Okay, Nova Station.
And Faridah, what are you doing?
Probably just taking some time to just sit and think. Just idle, chilling out.
Anything in particular, or?
Not really. I would imagine that she would have been spending more time in the safe house, working on distracting her and everybody else who was, cooped up in a box for some extended amount of time. And now that that's kind of done, she's like between things. Is just, taking a moment, maybe admiring the work that she's done on finishing the design for the helmet. Just has to get all the pieces together now to build it. But yeah.
Fair. Just taking some time to decompress, because you're back on the ship.
Mm-hmm. Not wearing any face. So if any of the guests see her, who knows if they actually believe if that's her face or not, but she is not wearing a fake face. She does have the earrings on, though, because it's always, useful to have an escape route.
Yeah. Sasha and Sage come around the corner, and there's a surprise squeak before they disappear. You hear Sage saying, "I told you so! I told you so!"
Just kind of looks back down to her phone, just keeps on doing what she was doing.
Another note is that heads and tails are inactive sitting on the table. They're not moving. Just inactive on the table.
She's not puppeteering right now. She's just chill.
Probably looks to anyone else like they're just taking a nap.
Maybe. Though, when they've napped before, they've had their arms out to, rest on them. And now they're, full, in shutdown mode.
Yeah, I feel like everyone needs a brain break after the past couple of weeks y'all have had.
Mm-hmm.
Or the past, couple of months y'all have had.
Been a while.
It's...
Yeah, just... Vi's not great at just relaxing, I guess. So, she's...
I feel like Faridah might need a vacation from keeping Vi calm.
I mean, that's definitely what she's doing.
Yeah.
The moment Vi could get on the ship and had access to all of the computers and all of the things that she does, Faridah was just like, okay, good. She's in good shape. Anima's in good shape. The ship seems to exist. I'm gonna go over there.
Just find a dark, quiet corner and hide in there. If you want, you could just, hang out in engineering with Lex.
I could, but he hasn't said anything about me wanting to join him, and I want to respect his space.
Sure.
He says he wants to be in there, and it's like, alright, that's fine. You can.
I'm like, the
You
door
can
to
do it.
engineering's not locked anymore, so...
Fair enough.
You probably see Lex running around fixing things. Perks of having 2 robot arms is you can carry more repair material.
Oh yeah, I still have that robot arm.
You do still have the arm.
I
forgot about that.
I don't know what to do with it.
If you don't have anything to do with it, Tully is either going to hang it up, probably mess hall, entertainment room, or the training room. Just because it's a trophy.
Yeah.
Or just
It is.
hang it up in the library.
Bit of a grisly piece of decoration, but sure. Why not?
Oh, I wonder how Drew and Daria would react if they saw it. So maybe not the library.
I mean, it looks nothing like a Blair. It looks nothing like a Blair. Blairs aren't robots, they're sentient energy in metallic suits. You could just, keep the arm in your room or, stick it under your bed until you find someone else to put it. Molly does geek out about it.
I'll have Tally put it up in the training room.
Okay.
Yeah. And she'll occasionally check on Faridah. She okay? She eating? Okay.
Each time you check, you see more mugs, as the consumption of tea has risen.
You're also eating, right, Faridah?
Yes. Yes, I'm
Okay.
just taking those plates back whenever I'm done.
Okay.
You're just in one of the unused crew rooms near the mess hall. Actually, you could just be in your room.
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna be in the mess hall.
Fair.
Okay.
That's where the food is.
Precisely.
I think the Roomba you put a bow on will start just bringing you cups of tea.
I'm here for it. Let's go. Full service tea. Let's go.
That one likes you, especially since you took the knife. You might have to take the knife off of the stabby one.
I mean, you could give it 2 knives.
I look over at the hanging equipment of a knife rack.
It's not hanging equipment. It's in a drawer. They don't have loose, sharp objects in a spaceship.
I go find a drawer, dig around for loose, sharp objects, find a drawer, go over to the one that has a knife, put a fork on the other side.
Sergeant Stabby got an upgrade.
I mean, if they're even, you could just put a tray on it.
It would actually help with it balancing things.
Yeah. You could just put a tray on the 2 arms and then they could move them.
Alright, so y'all kill time until you get the alert that you arrived at Almari. It's a smooth landing, a smaller planet, and as you're setting down in a private parking area that is near the building you're going to be meeting in, picture a mixture between New York City and Las Vegas.
It is so bright.
It smells terrible.
Yeah.
As a whole. Oh god.
Mhm.
I was saying, Vegas doesn't usually smell that bad, but...
Depends on where you're standing, I guess.
This is sci-fi world. They have ways to deal with the smell.
It is the gaudiness of Las Vegas with the density of New York.
Oh no. Okay, Vi is very paranoid. She's just that's a lot of people. I don't like this.
There's a reason Maria secured y'all the ability to park as close to the building as possible.
Mhm.
Not having to deal with all the people. Also, she knew Vi would feel better if there was a quick escape route.
Yeah, I mean, Vi can also get behind blending into a crowd, but she also doesn't want, her pocket picked or anything, so she's
Yeah.
For this particular person's buildings, this is insider knowledge. Considering his past jobs, would he not have an airship dock built into the roof of his building? So there's no, street level wandering?
PC, do you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, isn't that where y'all are parking? That's the private lot. It's on the 531st floor.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I will say, as far as getting prepared for arrival, Faridah is going to be in more civilian, casual, chill clothes than the utility jumpsuit thingamajig that she wears, usually tied around her waist.
Armored clothing is a thing.
Yes, so she's wearing not as much. This is rather light clothing that she's wearing. And on top of it, you know the underarm holsters that there are for revolvers that detectives have all the time? That kind of loops around the shoulders? She's going to wear something that's similar to that has a little navy blue box in between the shoulder blades. Very, very low profile. Looks much more expensive than pretty much everything else that she owns, since, you know, she usually has had no access to any of the money that her music has made. But this looks like a luxury item in the extreme. Not gaudy, but just in materials and in craftsmanship.
And to be fair, for most of your life you weren't aware that you had a lot of money. You just found that out like 2 months ago, maybe.
Precise. This is, however, a thing of hers which is relatively old, actually.
Okay, would Vi have seen it before?
Yeah.
And know what it is?
Oh, that is a good question.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to follow this chain of questions around to the DM. How many really fancy formal events have Vi and Faridah been at that shared the same room?
I don't know, but y'all have mentioned that you sometimes hang out for drinks, so maybe you would go hang out after one and you still had the thing on even though it wasn't on?
Right. Okay, then yes. You've seen this thing.
Okay.
You may not be sure what it does.
You could think that it's related to quick changes of clothing, because you would often find it odd how quickly Faridah was ready to go party afterwards and how casually she was dressed. Like, that, what? You like just left the thing that you were at. She's like, yeah.
Faridah, why are you bringing your quick change apparatus?
I mean, I want to make a good impression.
Can I do an insight check on that? Just because it's like, what?
What do you want to know?
Maybe the definition of a good impression. Ooh, that's not gonna end well. Insight, that's a 7.
I mean, 1, she's not lying to you. 2, she has no, ulterior motives. This is, if you're invited to see the president of the universe, you're gonna dress fairly well.
Yeah, okay.
In this particular occasion, she knows that a lot of the value in this exchange is probably going to be related to her and her face.
Okay.
She works heavily on hiding it and keeping under the radar, and also hasn't exactly had the money to make any type of impression. Living in the undercurrent is the norm for her, the majority of the time. But she also knows that when you need to talk to somebody at that level, you need to be dressed at their level at the very least.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's not that Vi thought she was lying. It was just sort of like what kind of impression are you talking about? Like performance or fighting or what? Because there's many different types of impression.
Yes. No, this is probably performance.
Okay, performance. Okay.
Y'all are hoping performance.
Yes.
Vi is ready for anything.
Also, PC, am I correct in assuming that they're parking pretty much like on top of your office, more or less?
Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. Y'all are pulling into this Las Vegas, New York City. There's a whole bunch of buildings that are super neon, super bright and colorful. Y'all fly to one of the taller buildings. It's in the shape of a palm tree, a giant palm tree. And you are fixing to land on one of the branches at the top of the palm tree. The palm tree has a big old sign and it says the Oasis. It's a giant luxury casino. And you are going to the top.
Yeah, I am going to speak up and insist that actually everybody has to dress up fancy, because it's about time that everybody gets dressed up fancy. Fancy has very different brands for very different people. You can learn a lot about a character by what they consider as fancy.
Well, it also depends on, as you said, what kind of impression you want to make.
Exactly. If you're a very militaristic, fighty person, fancy to you is probably a dress uniform of some sort that is very practical, but it still shows off the things that you've done
imagining seeing how fancy this place is, everyone is probably going to be inclined towards dressing up. So, Vi, how are you going to dress up? You are meeting someone who is very high level. I don't know if you've really met someone this high level before. Because also I don't know if levels go this high in the Federation. Because they gotta be a lot more subtle. This dude's building is a palm tree.
Yeah, the equivalent of mob bosses in the Federation, but they're not like this. I think at first Vi wouldn't really change, and then she sees Faridah coming out, or like talking about wearing the holstery thing. She was probably like, I have to dress up too, don't I?
You would know that the holstery thing is a dress.
Okay, it is a dress, okay.
Yes. It's probably the fanciest thing that she has ever owned.
I think at that point she kind of, once she sees the holstery thing, the dress, she kind of sighs and goes back to change.
Do you have a suit? Because I would totally read Vi as having a really fancy suit.
I think she would, either wear a suit or a dress that she can move in. And I'm trying to think of what kind of dress that would be.
One of the ones that's got like a slit up the front and the back, and you might have like pants underneath it so it doesn't get in the way of you running.
Maybe.
And we don't have to be super specific.
Yes, we do. It's super important. Ugh.
I mean, it is. Costume changes are critical.
I didn't realize that was an actual style, having pants under a sort of dress. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm getting very distracted.
I'm actually going to ask Faridah for help.
I can and will happily.
Because
My wardrobe is rather limited, so let's go grab Tally. I'm assuming that she has a variety of things.
Well, there is that closet full of stuff people left.
True.
Yeah.
Though I'm gonna look through Tally's stuff, or at least ask Tally to look through her stuff first, because I'm assuming it's gonna be nicer than the random things that were abandoned in a closet.
Tali is a lot smaller than Anima.
yes.
Let's go to the closet instead. I'll figure out a way to tailor it for you.
What kind of style are you looking for Anima? What kind of vibe are y'all wanting her to have?
I'm gonna be looking for things in the purple to red scale of colors. So, sunset themes.
Okay. Suit, I'm assuming, because she's uncomfortable in dresses.
Well,
I
I'm
know
gonna leave that up to her. What would you like?
Well, Vi remembers the Lolita dress incident.
Yeah. That was just the wrong style.
Very much the wrong style for you. But
Yeah.
if there is anything that you are thinking of eyeballing,
All I can think of is buff woman in a pretty dress always is kind of neat.
not always.
Well, you know.
It can be unexpectedly intimidating when your bodyguard's wearing a dress.
And hot. Just saying.
This is probably a semi-tropical planet.
It's just so warm and steamy because of all the buildings.
Just trying to get to the actual meeting part.
Yeah.
I got very sidetracked.
Well, sparkly dresses are an option.
Okay, so Vi is wearing a dress. It's short sleeve. How do I explain? It's black because Vi wears a lot of black with silver designs on it, sort of almost like lacework, but it also matches her gauntlets.
Ooh.
Yes.
Are the gauntlets visible then? Are they a part of the design?
Sure. Yes. Vi. Yeah. Vi is not getting rid of these gauntlets.
Because you can stab things and light them on fire with them.
Yeah. So she'd also be wearing her gloves then. Yeah.
They're nice gloves.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my pitch for Anima's thing.
Okay, please.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
pretty.
It covers well, but it is made out of a relatively light material that allows for full flexibility. The big thing about this design is that it shows off all of the muscles. It does not hide. It shows, yes, I can snap you in half if I want to.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, so for people who can't see the picture because this is an audio medium,
Hey.
Yes, it's very much fitted around the top. It has a kind of a mandarin collar thing, silver details going around the entire top, which fans down to a floor-length skirt that does have a slit on one side. As far as coloration, I am imagining actually it's a little bit lighter than this, as it's going to almost show like a sunset kind of a thing as it fades to the darkness at the tip of the actual skirt. And a weirdly specific color matching is going on. This is the future. We can get things to change color at will. The reds in the dress are reflective of Anima's hair, and the purples that we're passing through on our way to night are matching her eyes.
that's really cool. I was just gonna have Spectra be in her pirate corps uniform, but I don't know what that looks like.
Oh, it's probably a really fancy dress uniform with the lapels and the horizontal lines and maybe a couple of medals.
Yeah, it's several medals, because she's done quite a bit in her time since university, including saving several Alliance officials from really dumb stuff.
I'm sure it looks very smart.
Yeah, I'm just debating whether or not she wants to do the power move of having her sniper rifle disassembled and strapped to her back.
I mean, yeah, you probably could.
She probably does. It's not particularly useful, but it's a power move. Also, if anyone tries to try anything, it's better that she stays away from the combat, and she's really good with the sniper rifle.
Fair enough. As the ship descends, do we see you, Mr. Sandro, waiting on the landing pad for us?
Oh no. You do see a couple of suited individuals with sunglasses, a la Agent Smith style.
You have an armed escort. Question, are they both human?
They look humanoid.
So, human or Promethean, you would assume. Maria is going to be joining you as well. Everyone else is staying on the ship, though Ty will be, standing outside of the ship being threatening, because he's like a 7-foot tall lizard man, and he's actually, put on his armor, which is pretty bulky armor. You've never seen him in it. So he looks very intimidating. But I want to say Maria, she's probably in something kind of similar to what you all saw her in at the circus, like the silver and white dress that's almost like a halter top at the top, and pretty sure she has some weapons stashed somewhere, you just don't know where. As you disembark, the suited gentlemen inform you that they're going to be your escorts. No one makes any move to make you disarm.
Okay.
You are allowed to bring your weapons, which Spectra's happy because it takes a second to get the sniper rifle off of her back.
And after a brief pause, everybody just kind of looks around and is like, wait, Faridah's not here. And with the dramatic timing of someone who is a performer as their livelihood, you see the flash of almost like a purple firework goes off. Particles go forward and fade down. And you see, walking down that back ramp of the ship, Faridah in a midnight blue dress with that princess neckline. It is high-low. It goes up above her knees in the front and trails into basically an ephemeral train. Thank you, Sci-Fi, for allowing us to use materials that could not possibly exist in real life.
Exactly. Also fantasy.
Mm-hmm. It fades away. It is of indeterminate length. There are sleeves on this dress, but they are a transparent gossamer thingamajig, and the whole thing is shot through with so tiny that they're almost imperceptible gems. So that as Faridah moves, you see a sheen of sparkles as she just walks past. And taking a commanding air, she's like, well, shall we go?
right this way and start leading you downstairs. Also, DM wants to mention, I want all of these dresses. Yeah, so PC, would you like to take over since this is your building?
Alright, yeah. So, after you get off the rather windy and noisy air dock, you go inside a couple of heavy double doors, and you are walking into a marbled tile floor, black and white, with Roman columns and dark wood. It's a very swanky hallway. And you continue to walk down this hallway, and you see across the way another set of double doors of dark oak with golden
Handles,
yeah, and filigree. There is another suited doorman, basically, at that door, who smoothly opens the door up, and inside you find this somewhat dimly lit dark wood room with really lots of soft lighting on the edges. You can hear the sound of a fountain going ever so gently off to your right. It's a multi-tiered fountain. And at the other side of the room, there is a big, ginormous desk, a heavy desk. And there is a giant chair, which is currently facing away from you towards a giant computer screen, where somebody seems to be typing behind there. It's a very strangely soothing sound. You find yourself almost feel like there's some sort of influence about this room that tends to disarm you mentally.
It's chill vibes. Also, so when you were in Sinfrith's office, it felt very much like someone who's trying to prove that they are powerful and influential. This is the office of someone who knows exactly how much power they have and exactly how much influence they have. He's not trying to prove anything.
You said the room was rather dark?
Yeah, not like the darkness of a fancy restaurant.
Okay. Then everybody will see that Faridah's dress, which looked like single color outside, except for the little gems kind of betraying a little bit more of what's going on. You see that the whole dress gives off a little bit of a glow in the kind of purple range. Every once in a while, one of the diamonds will catch a little bit of that light and will sparkle in the neon blue that is the token of Faridah's magic.
Everyone notices this to some degree. Spectra momentarily gets distracted before going back to her rigid air of command.
That is how the thing is designed. It is designed to distract.
I would say Vi is not put at ease by this room. If anything, she is sort of more paranoid. Well, not
More on guard.
Yes.
Yes. More on guard. Yes.
Fair enough.
Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned next time to find out what happens on board the Opal Star. If you don't want to wait, you can get early access to our episodes over at patreon.com/pseudonymsocial. If you like our show, please consider leaving us a review on your favorite podcasting app so people can know where to find us. We couldn't do this without your help. Aboard the Opal Star is a production of Pseudonym Social, changing reality one story at a time. It is DM'd and produced by me, Brianna Toiber.
I'm Casey, and I'm playing Anima the Ashenforged.
Victor, and I'm playing Faridah the Promethean.
My name's Alexis, and I am playing Vaelena Sorrel, the Eldori.
With music by Patrick Chester of Chester Studios. To get more information on this or any of our other shows, check out our website at pseudonymsocial.wordpress.com.